YouTube, welcome back again. Thank you for being here. As always, today Zane and I are going to be reacting to a clip of an interview with Mitch Marner where he addresses the pressures of being in Toronto following playoff failures. Then we're going to go over some of the comments that you all have left us. We're going to have some conversation around that. We try to respond to comments as they're left, but I think some of them warrant some additional insight from each of us. So, again, we will go over some of those comments. Thank you for leaving them. Before we get into it, I do want to say give us a like, subscribe. Moreover, comment below. Let us know your thoughts on anything that we talk about during this time. And for that matter, maybe you'll be featured in one of these episodes in the future as we plan to continue reacting to comments. So, with that said, Zane, ready to see this video of Mitch Marner? See this clip?
Yes, I have not seen it before. This is my
Yes.
first. This is a dry run through, so I haven't
Yeah.
seen any of what Mitch Marner has said.
Yes. Important
I don't know when
context,
this
honestly.
interview was even. This is like what, a couple days ago.
This was yeah, 4 days ago. 4 days ago it
Few
looks
days
like.
ago.
So yeah, recent insights from Mitch Marner here. So let's let this little cutie pie get into it.
Pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
You're pretty devastated at that. The thought also of it being my last Maple Leaf game at home. And then I get a phone call probably about 5 or so minutes after from, I think it was my wife's father called me and goes, I just want to let you know we've got people sending us screenshots of a guy posting your address online, saying that if people want to come pay us a visit and say, their goodbyes in a quotation way, here's the address. And it was a little tough, obviously. I mean, we kind of dealt with it for the last 2 years in a way. I mean, the market's very passionate. They love their team. I mean, I know it. I was born and raised there. I've been a part of the Leafs Nation for a long time. Yeah, when your family safety comes into question, especially having a new son, I don't think it's acceptable. Having full-time security pretty much at your house for 2 weeks after the playoffs just to make sure no one's coming to the house. Also the safety wise of trying to walk your dog and your child. So it was a little unfortunate, but yeah, it's, we all deal with this stuff. It's just, sometimes it happens.
A lot of negativity that you had to deal with.
I'm gonna stop it there because that is what I want to hear your response to, if I'm being honest,
Wow.
Zane. So just to unpack, and then I'm just gonna pass it over to you. This
Yeah.
guy said, again, highlights, quote unquote, say your goodbyes from the fan base. And moreover, said that he's been dealing with this, his family has been dealing with this for the last couple years, which I think in a way makes sense as observers of the sport. But again, those are the highlights. Address posted online, round the clock security kind of thing. And yeah, just
Yeah, not great.
what do you think, Zane?
Not
Yeah,
great stuff. Yeah, not
tell me
great
your
stuff.
thoughts.
Um, yeah, I mean that's it's tough to hear because you hear you always want to assume like, it's just noise. Like, why don't you just ignore it? Like, it's
Uh-huh.
easy. You make millions of dollars. Just go home and suck it up. But it's not. But like, I don't know. You see that shit, I'd be like, okay, what the hell? That's crazy. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
can't be threatening. It's like, yeah, the goodbye stuff, like, that's nuts. And like, especially like he was saying, like, they have a newborn or close to, I think they right, like close to a newborn, like a toddler essentially. Um,
She literally gave birth this season. So yeah.
yes. So like like I can understand him, like, honestly, you could see how that might accumulate, like you said years accumulate over time to like weighing heavy on him in the playoffs and stuff like that when that stuff comes around, like just the pressure. You could be, I don't know, I think I'm not even calling him bad or anything. Like, it takes I don't know how mentally strong you have to be to deal with all that, and still he's putting 100 points up in the regular season, 100 points plus in the regular season, right? So he's still performing. It's just the playoffs, and that's just got to be like, a lot of mental toughness that I think probably the top 99.9% of people just don't have, right? Like, that's
Yeah, man.
insane.
Yeah,
That's
it is
crazy. So
insane.
like, I don't, I I don't really buy into like I think obviously like as we've talked about before, the problem isn't technically like Mitch Marner and him not scoring. Like, yeah, that's part of it, but it's a symptom of other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, this definitely affects you. There's no way this doesn't. Um,
Yeah.
there's absolutely like there's just no way it doesn't. You have a newborn, especially like I said, these playoffs seemed like they were especially bad. But like, yeah, you gotta call security. Like, I don't know. That's too much for me. I would want to get the heck out of there too.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, if I'm that type of player, I just had a child, that I'm just like I'm out of here. I could get
Yeah.
paid somewhere else, and I can have way less attention. I go
Yeah.
play in the desert.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's like it's it is insane, dude. Like I've in on Twitter at least, I've been like a vocal defender of Mitch Marner for
Yeah,
a long time. I am a Mitch Marner fan as a player. I have been like I think since his draft year, somewhere thereabouts
yeah,
at
yeah,
least.
yeah.
But like
It's always
not
yeah,
really the point here. Like the thing that like Leafs fans fail to like acknowledge, I think, is the role that they play in how much of a
yes,
shit show this all has been.
yes,
And I think like that's like my main takeaway here. And admittedly not a Leafs fan, so it's easy for me to say that, right? But like
yeah. Look at yourselves in the mirror.
yeah, but that's nuts, dude. Like
That's
this guy,
unhinged.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he didn't say it directly in that clip, obviously, but I don't know if it was a follow up or if, frankly, if maybe there was some like a lack of journalistic integrity. I saw someone quoting him as saying they had 24/7 security though, which is a little bit more heavy than how he portrayed it in this. And
Yeah.
like credit to him for being like, "Oh, we all deal with this." And maybe he means like all of the Leafs players deal with this.
Yeah.
But like not everybody's dealing with that, dude. To
No,
your
dog.
point, like you go to Vegas, like Jack Eichel doesn't I mean, Jack Eichel's won a chip, so maybe he's not a good example, I guess. But like nobody in Vegas is needing to hire 24/7 security to protect their
No.
family.
Well, like,
Like,
think of all the Sharks' failures in the playoffs. Like, nobody was threatening to
yeah,
kill Joe Thornton's family,
yeah,
Marlo.
dude,
Like, they all stayed around. They didn't
yeah.
hate being here, even though they had playoff, like, failure after playoff failure after playoff failure.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty like decent example, and like yeah, for what it's worth, because I know Leafs fans are gonna like inevitably see this video and they're going to want to defend the behavior, which is insane to say out loud. So
Unhinged,
I
yeah.
will say, like, I understand being in a Canadian market is different than being in an American market.
Yes.
Full
Yeah.
stop. It is different, right? Like it's worth acknowledging that. Moreover, no offense to San Jose, but like a smaller market, right?
Yeah.
Like
Not a hockey
fair,
town.
yeah, fair enough criticism there too. But like here's my thing. I think like Montreal similar, right? Similar kind
Hmm.
of insanity that happens in
I mean,
Montreal.
yeah, what Carey Price almost got ran out of town.
I yes, that sounds right. But and Vancouver, right? Like would be
Yeah.
remiss not to call out the riots in Vancouver in 2011 here too. Like
Yeah.
like it's a different beast, like sincerely, but like guys in Calgary, guys in Winnipeg, smaller markets again, I will call it out, but like I
Edmonton
don't know,
even.
man, like hockey's more important in Canada than anywhere else in the world. I
Uh,
guess is the point that I'm getting at. But it doesn't need to be that. It shouldn't ever be that, right? Like
no,
no
no,
one
that's
should be
crazy.
fearing for the safety of their family, bro. Like what are
For
you
playing a
doing?
kids game. For playing a
Yeah.
kids game. For
Yeah,
playing a
man.
literal game.
Yeah, and I've
Literal
been
game.
saying again, like me personally, Zane, you've heard this from me. I think this is completely out of pocket, and I think that the fan base. I usually say the media, but like let's be real, it's the fans. It's way more the fans
Well,
than
I
the
think they
media.
feed off each other. They feed off
Sure,
each other for
yeah,
sure.
that's
Yeah, I think
valid.
it's. I think they feed
That's
off each other. The fans set such a high expectation. The media plays to that high expectation.
yeah.
I think both are responsible, just like the ownership. I think like it's literally like might be 33, 33, 33. Like they're all responsible
Mm,
equally for the disaster around the culture around the Maple Leafs. All
sure,
at all levels, it's responsible. So like I
sure.
don't know, like I do like I feel for Mitch Marner in this scenario because I feel like maybe if that wouldn't have happened. He would have been able to continue a career with the Maple Leafs, and they maybe achieve that brass ring
Yeah.
eventually, you know?
Yeah.
But
Let's just say this, dude, though, right? Like Macklin Celebrini, born in San Jose, right?
yeah,
If the San Jose Sharks current core, very promising future, you could argue they have a core four, as it were, for the Maple Leafs here, right? You know, you've got
yeah,
your Misa, your Celebrini, your Smith, I mean, you probably have more than a core four right now if all things pan out as they should. But like, point
yeah,
is, hometown kid Macklin Celebrini, if he doesn't deliver a championship, who the fuck cares at the end of the day, right? I mean,
yeah.
people care. That's a poor way to say it. But, like, no one's going to be trying to kill Macklin Celebrini's family in San Jose.
No,
Like,
no,
that's
no, it ain't
insane. It's
happening. It
insane,
ain't
man.
happening.
But anyway, again, like, I've tried to, like, say to Leafs fans before, like, you guys are the problem. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to dunk on you, but shit is out of control. And like
yeah,
again, I see personally a lack of accountability from Toronto Maple Leafs fans in the role that they play in this equation.
yeah,
But bro just said it. Like bro just said it right in front of your faces.
yeah,
His whole family was in danger and now he's gone. Like what are you guys
yeah.
going to do? Like that arguably the most talented player to ever play for this franchise. Right? Like there's a genuine case to be made there.
Yeah.
And he's gone in no small part because you guys quite literally
Psychos
drove
in
him
the
out of
fan
town.
base. Yeah, yeah.
Nuts, dude. You gotta get it together. Gotta get it together. Like that's
Yeah,
just ridiculous.
I'm with you there. I think it's crazy that it got to a point where he had to have security.
Yeah.
It should never be a thing. Like, it's a kid's game. You know,
Yeah,
it's all
dude.
fun and
Straight up,
games.
right?
I get angry. We all get angry. We all get. But like at the end of the day, like the next day is the next day.
Life goes
just
on.
hockey. Yeah.
Life goes
And just
on.
think about those are all cool moments. I mean, they didn't have bad moments this year. What they beat, that they went to game. You know, they had a lot of good like wins in that time. Still, you know,
Yeah.
only one at the end of the day. Only one team wins. I think it's hard for people to comprehend. Only one team wins. There are
Yeah.
31 other teams that are disappointed.
Yeah. And you know what, too? Like, I have seen an increase in Leafs fans, like, happy to kind of push this dialogue. Gave the Panthers the most run for their money than any other team in the East.
Yeah. Yep.
Pushed them harder than even the Oilers did. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like it's so out of control, man. Like you have to unplug, you have to take a step back and understand that like not only are these guys human beings too, but like
Yeah,
you
you're
can't
creating
force
such a
this
toxic
shit, you know?
environment.
Like,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
creating
you
such a
can't just
toxic.
force
Free
it.
agents are not going to want to sign. Like it's just.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And like,
it's crazy.
you reminded me with the free agent comment there, like the Brad Marchand quote from the playoffs where he was like talking about them like, the media's too hard on them or something like that. Like Brad Marchand was trolling a little bit when the Panthers were playing the Leafs, but like I don't know, man. I feel it's easy to brush off Brad Marchand of all people as just trolling. But like
Yeah,
I
there's definitely
I
truth there.
gotta wonder, yeah, exactly. I gotta wonder how much truth there is to him saying that. Like, is there, to your point, is there like a reputation circling around the Leafs? It feels like there should be, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I certainly wouldn't fucking sign there, but I'm also bitch made. I'm not one of these guys, so there is that. But, anyway,
Yeah, to be honest
yeah.
with you, I would have left right then and there. I'd have been like, well, okay, I'm not playing here anymore. I don't care how many years left
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever. Like I'm out.
Actually, like valid point, dude. Bro,
Yeah.
enforced his no movement clause this season because the baby was coming, and Leafs fans hate him for that now too. But like,
yeah,
that's like some crazy context to know too. Like he's been dealing with this for a couple of years, like he said, and still didn't even want to waive his no trade clause. Like that kind of like, let's reframe that for a second. Bro gave it one last like hack at it, right? Like for the Leafs. If that might be giving him too much credit, but like I would have been on the first ticket out, just like you said, personally.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
gave it one last try, saw the contract through, fulfilled his commitment to Toronto, I would argue,
yeah, yeah.
after legit death threats for the last couple of years. Anyway, we don't need to spend too much time on this because it is just like it goes without saying for the most part. But like, yo, Leafs fans, get it together, dude, and like figure it out.
Yeah, don't chase the next one out. Keep them in.
Yeah, dude, like treat
you want
Matthew
your team to
Nyes
be
better.
good.
Yeah,
Keep the 100-point scores in. Treat them well.
yeah, man. You could, like, I don't know, send Austin Matthews a fruit basket or something. I don't know, but Zane, I do want to bounce one question off you before we move on from Marner here and start talking about comments. A while ago, you and we talked about Mitch specifically when you were here in New Hampshire, but we were talking about whether the scrutiny that Mitch faces is justified. To remind everyone at home, Leafs fans need no reminder, I know. Mitch Marner, 70 playoff games in his career. He has 63 points in those playoff games. Specifically, though, games 5 through 7 in the playoffs, he has 0 goals, 7 assists in 20 total games played. Much lower stat line. To try to remove this from the equation, the death threats. Just in general, though, the scrutiny that Mitch faces, do you feel like it is warranted criticism as like kind of having now this reputation of a non-playoff performer?
Yeah, I think it's like it sucks because like the criticism is, I think there's this criticism is valid, especially game 5 through 7. Like I think that criticism is valid. Obviously, it gets lost in the forest gets lost in the trees, or the trees get lost of whatever the saying is, right? Like, because of the overextension, I think you lose some of that, like, just like with everything, there's some truth in it for sure. Like the anger comes from somewhere, and it comes from the fact that like he has legitimately like regular season, he's scoring points like it's like literally like it's easy, like it's on rookie mode in NHL. You just like point it and you press the shoot button, it goes in, or you pass and the one timer goes in.
You don't even need to aim on rookie mode, tell you what, brother.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's scoring that many points, and it comes 63 points in 70 games isn't terrible, but for somebody who scores
good.
At the pace he does at the regular season, you would expect maybe a little bit of a higher production. And then, like you said, game 5 through 7 kind of dips off a cliff.
Yep.
Which, like, 0 goals is crazy.
Yeah, wild shit. Yeah, wild.
7 assists, like, he is a playmaker. He should have way more assists. Yeah, I think the criticism is very valid. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, get the message, the delivery of that message gets caught up in the toxicness in the black hole of the media fan base and the team culture. Mm-hmm. So I think there's I don't think that could have been repaired in Toronto, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
So that's my thoughts. I think they're valid. I think like he's got something to prove in Vegas in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Vegas will definitely make it there. That's why I think death taxes and Vegas making the playoffs as of right now.
Yeah.
He's basically Mitch Marner's season doesn't start until April.
Yeah.
This season doesn't start until April.
Yeah.
It's just how it's gonna be. Yeah. For a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And honestly, interestingly enough, despite Mitch leaving, I would also argue Toronto's season does not start until April, May.
Yes.
Which is just interesting storyline to watch as the season develops. For the record, 2 things just want to clarify so no one puts any words in Zane's mouth. I don't think anyone is trying to argue that Mitch Marner is deserving of the death threats.
No, yeah.
Just want to be abundantly clear there. But I do also think like he has, unfortunately, he and the other guys in Toronto, to be clear, have earned
the core.
Yes.
I think ad nauseum have said this is a problem from the core of Toronto. There's a culture core problem with the top players, and unfortunately Mitch Marner was just one of those top players.
Yep. I will be fascinated to see if any of those guys kind of take on the weight that was on Mitch in this upcoming season, but
you think that Matthews would? You would really think that Matthews
I'm
would
kind of surprised he hasn't yet, frankly. After the down season last year. And he's not all that much better. Unfortunately, I just closed out of the playoff stats, specifically last 5 through 7. But actually, let me pull it back up real quick.
I think everybody was kind of, dogging or pigpiling on Marner for his, bench blow up when he started yelling and everything
Yeah,
like that.
cringe.
Um, but you didn't see anything like that from anybody else.
Yeah,
Which you should have. Say what you will about how cringe or whatever that was, but he tried. He
he did
tried.
something. Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. It's just like nobody can be the impact guy on the ice every single game, and like
Yeah.
there's a lot of opinions that are unsavory about Paul Bissonnette. Weird dots to connect here, sorry, but Paul Bissonnette I've heard say more than anybody that like when you're shit on the ice, do something else to keep the team going, right? Like I think
Yeah.
that's a very real thing. Like try like if you're being shut down by the other team, like at least try something, and
Yeah.
I don't like personally it's not my style to like go yell at the team, right? Like
Rah rah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that. I wouldn't have approached it the same way as Mitch did there, but to your point, like I don't think you can knock him for trying to do something when he's being shut down on the
No.
ice.
I
Real
think
quick,
literally like fighting for his life. Like it sounds dramatic, but fighting for his life
I
essentially,
think it's
right?
pretty
Like
apt. Yeah,
within the context,
yeah,
fighting for his life a
yeah.
little bit.
It's kind of literal actually, huh? That's pretty true.
Yeah.
Real quick though, just to highlight the Matthews stats in games 5, 6, and 7. He has 8 goals, 4 assists, for a total of 12 points in 18 games played. Not as crazy as Mitch, obviously. So,
No, but you
frankly,
still
like,
want you still feel like like these are your top.
yeah,
Again,
man.
as the post says, not showing up when it matters most. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
just encapsulates the whole point. Like, yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
got points, but like it should be like 30 points in 18. Like I don't know.
Well, that's what you
I
want,
don't have
right?
this I don't have this pulled up, but like give me Nikita Kucherov, give me Braden Point, give me what are their game 7, game 5 through 7 numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like they felt like, and even you want to talk about Swaggy that one year scoring incredibly crazy in the playoffs. I
Yeah.
forget which, I think that was last year.
Yep.
Um, Going absolutely buck wild. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy to me. So, again, I don't have those stats, so maybe this is
Yeah.
all, Mandela affected.
AI doesn't seem to be able to pull up the stats from Google here, but yeah, I will say I don't have it off the top of my head. I have seen, as a Blackhawks fan, I've seen people pull up Patrick Kane's stats from like those games as well, and like that's the guy that you want. You do want like he's a clutch guy, turns up in those games. That's what you want. But I said this to you at another time, Zane. Like you can't expect everyone to be that guy. Like Jonathan Taves, arguably the best player in Blackhawks history, and every year in the playoffs they would shut him down. Like you need other solutions here, right? Like that's just the way that it works in the playoffs. You know that Mitch Marner, Nylander, Matthews, they're going to be figured out. They are just individuals and it's a team game.
Yep.
So like you have to
Yep.
try to have the depth to combat that. So
But like
yeah.
just looking at it just from like a total points,
Yep.
Kucherov games played 152. My guy has 171 points.
That's
152
insane.
games played, 171 points in the playoffs.
Dude, I gotta look up Patrick Kane now just for shits and giggles,
I
honestly.
mean that's crazy, and like I even think Braden Point might have maybe crazier numbers.
That kind of makes sense because he joined the team when they were already nuts.
I mean no, yeah, not as crazy, but still like showing up
I tell
more
you
than a
what, too,
point per
brother.
game.
Patrick Kane, 143 playoff games played, 138 points. Nikita Kucherov, the GOAT, confirmed.
Yeah, I mean point per game, yeah, Braden points play. Like I don't know, you just see that, and I just see like those are the leaders, and those are the scorers, and I mean, and like those are the guys. They stepped
Mm-hmm.
up. Like you
Yep.
can't. None of you are stepping on. It's not like a couple of you are.
Well,
Still,
that
like
is the
none of
thing.
you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
none of
it's
them.
like
Yeah.
us.
Yep.
And
All
I mean,
right.
Tavares has never really showed that, so I don't know.
No, yeah, and I think you saw him on this Reddit post, which I should probably put on the
Yeah.
screen for anybody watching here. My camera's covering it here. Let me hide myself for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Nuts. But we'll get to the comments. Yeah.
Up when it matters. So
Yeah.
anyway, we'll move on there. I just wanted to highlight that. I segue honestly here. One of the comments that we got that stood out to me since we started posting videos together was from a Leafs fan. They expressed an interest to kind of hear our insights as to what the season might look like for the Leafs, especially come playoff time. So I'm happy to engage in that dialogue. Although I don't think that a lot of Leafs fans want to hear what I have to say about it personally.
No, I feel like honestly, like we've just been kind of squatting over them for a little while. If I'm not,
Yeah.
if I'm
We're
being
leaking on
serious.
them, if you will. So let's
Yeah,
move
like I'm
on to some
not.
comments here,
Yeah.
right? let's
Yeah.
let's move
Let's do
on.
that.
Honestly, good luck to the Leafs. I hope this season brings you nothing but
I have them in the playoffs. I have nothing against
bounty.
your team.
Same. Yeah. I might have something against the fan base, but that's a different conversation. Anyway, on to comments here. Again, folks, if you're watching, please leave us a comment. Let us know if you have questions for us that you're curious about. Moreover, just let us know your thoughts about anything we're talking about. Again, engaging with comments. I think, at least for me, Zane, I don't want to speak for both of us necessarily out of pocket, but engaging with comments, engaging in the dialogue has been, the most fun of
Yes.
this for me. So appreciate anyone who has commented.
agree.
But with that said, Zane, first comment that I'm curious to hear your opinion of comes from Rodney Hale. And they
Which
said
video
that
is this from?
this is from our predicting of the central standings
Okay.
for the 2025-26 season. But the comment says, I truly do not understand how people think the Wild are better than the Blues. They got way better. I followed up, asked Rodney for some clarification here. He built on that, saying they upgraded center depth like crazy, and the first line is elite. Second line was the best in the NHL last year, and their defense is solid, and the goalie tandem is way better than the Wild specifically. So, with that said, Zane, I can't remember, and if you have access to it off the top of your head, please feel free to share. Relative to the two teams here, Wild, Blues, which one do you see being better out of curiosity?
I can't remember what I had, like
Yep.
where. I think I didn't have the Blues making the playoffs at all, right? And
And
the
I think that
Wild.
you had the Wild in, yeah.
I think I had the Wild as a maybe, like an honorable mention.
Okay.
So I don't think I had either of them making, or maybe I did have the Wild, because I remember my two wild card teams were Utah and San Jose, and I think because of San Jose, I cut the Wild
Mm-hmm.
out. But I mean, the part that is, and listen, I love fans. I gotta be honest, I love fans. Like, and
Sure.
it may sound degrading or condescending, but I love fans, right? Like I just love the fact that this guy is so fired up
Yeah.
about it. Like, I love already, like, he's got a pin board and he's like, yeah, this is material right here. Keep doubting them. Hashtag no.
Honestly.
No. I like the passion, but I just like, I don't. I guess if you're asking me, all right, who do I think is gonna be better, the Wild or the Blues? I think the
Yep.
Wild are gonna be better than the Blues.
Yes.
And I don't think that's an indictment on Monty. I think Monty's a great. I think both of us have kind of glazed Monty a lot.
Low key, yeah.
And like, I think he's a good coach. I think the team just doesn't have like the makeup to be. I think it'd be a good team, and I even like, I could be wrong. They could sneak into a wild card spot. I like, you gotta watch out for Binnington. What kind of season is he gonna have?
Sure.
And what you had Philip Gustav, like the Wild goalie, right? Had a crazy good season.
Yep.
He has a crazy good season. You're looking at a team that's pretty well built.
Yeah.
in Minnesota with some talented players who are getting a year better, and those are
Yep.
some really good players. And I think with Thomas, you have a ceiling that's already been reached, and it's a high ceiling. Again, please, um, David Rowe, like please, it's a high ceiling. I just think he's reached it.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. Like he's a good number one center. I'm just like I don't want him to be my number one center. And again, that I'm not that may come off as like as Guy has said that everybody ranks him in their top, 10 to 12 centers in the
Yeah.
NHL. I mean that's fantastic. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of probably players in that 10 to 20 range that I wouldn't want as my top one center.
Yep.
You don't want the 20th top center to be your top line center.
Yeah.
Um,
No, in all
so
honesty, so I'm gonna interject here because like I think Robbie Thomas is like you're in an ideal world in a Stanley Cup winning world, and I guess I shouldn't say that, but whatever. I think that he's your 2C on like a Stanley Cup winning team.
yeah, like optimally, right? Like and
Yeah.
that's we're just two guys, I watch a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my
Yeah,
qualifications, right? Like
same.
I
Yeah.
could very well be wrong, and that's okay. Like, and that's the beauty of it. I could be like, wow, I was just wrong about that. That's okay. I've been wrong about a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That's worth saying here. Honestly, should have probably led with that disclaimer. Like, I think
Yeah.
we both share that opinion
Yeah.
entirely. We are both just a guy sitting in front of our computer right here
Yeah.
watching more hockey than the average hockey fan,
Yeah,
even
for
still,
sure.
probably, right? Like, beyond a casual fan, right? But, like, anyway, at the end of the day, we're just some guy.
I'm not an NHL scout. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I know how to analyze talent.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of games. I base a lot of this on how they do for me in fantasy
Yeah.
sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Which I've
Yeah.
had some problems with Robert Thomas. I've had him for a season or two.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I said, I don't feel like he. But yeah, go ahead. Your point. I just wanted to.
No, I was
clarify,
just
like,
gonna
we
reiterate
could-
what you said. We're down to be wrong. Like
Yeah.
I think the goal here, not to like give up the mission statement of our podcast here, but like I think the goal here is to be fans engaging with other fans, right? Like we're
Yeah.
sitting around the bar shooting the shit about these teams, right? It's okay if you don't agree. It's okay if we're wrong. That's
Yeah.
bound to happen.
And honestly, you get
know?
to be like, haha, you're wrong.
Yeah,
and
man,
that's
shit
the
on
beauty
us.
of it. Yeah, it's the beauty of it.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Hockey is a chirpy
100%.
sport, like it's
Yeah.
okay. But
It
yeah,
is
no,
part
I
of
do
the
think
culture, absolutely.
I'm out. The plea to my emotions and the plea to my logic still isn't working. Wow, they're gonna be better than the Blues. And honestly, I feel
That's
like
how I
we
see
want
it
to
too.
talk about. I think I got that like at a 65% confidence.
Yep. And I think that's emblematic of the point, right? Like this is it's a close one, man. And we said this in the Central video to be fair, but like Central Division is just ridiculous. It's still the most competitive division in
Yeah.
hockey. I don't see that changing anytime particularly soon unless Kaprizov signs with the Blackhawks this offseason. Well, no, that would keep the Central competitive actually, never mind. Bring Kaprizov to the Blackhawks. Anyway, but yeah, like sincerely, the Central is just ridiculous. No matter how it shakes out, no matter who from the division makes the playoffs, it's gonna be someone who should be there is going
But-
to miss. Just straight
Hey,
up.
listen, if you have like a transcendent Hall of Fame coach, just be happy. Just be happy.
Right? Honestly, yeah, right. Like, yeah, dude.
You'll
and-
prove
and-
us all wrong, and we'll just look like a bunch of fools, and that's
Yeah.
okay. That's great.
Yep. And to your point, I actually, sorry to David Rowdy here. I did not see that you responded to the comment here, but I'm going to read this for us to continue the dialogue. Important change that the Blues made last year was Monty as a head coach, new coach, and they were the best team in the NHL for the end of the season. That's a good shout, honestly. Full season under him, Blues definitely making the playoffs, but go ahead and keep doubting them, David says. He goes on to say, I literally just said this again, but
Yeah.
saying Robert Thomas wouldn't be on a one team. Pardon me. Saying Robert Thomas wouldn't be a 1C on other teams is ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous, he says. Literally every NHL analyst places him in the top 10 to 12.
Listen,
That's fair.
and I guess I also would want to
Yeah.
clarify. I'm not saying he wouldn't be a number one center. I'm saying ideally he wouldn't be my number one center.
Fair enough, honestly. And
And
I'll
like
say too.
I don't want to sit here and split hairs,
Yeah.
but
What I'll say in response to this though is like this is gonna be so obnoxious. Blues fans, David Rowdy, you're gonna hate me for this, but I think to the Dynasty Blackhawks when Jonathan Toews was the 1C goat, right?
Mhm.
But like functionally, you can't really distinguish if he was the 1C or the 2C. Like he was getting
No.
deployed in whatever situation needs him. That's kind of what I see Robert Thomas is personally.
Yeah.
Like you put him out there when you need him, but like I don't know. I think of Jack Hughes as a 1C. You know what I mean? I think of
like a true one.
prime Patrice Bergeron as a 1C. Like
Yes, and Robert Thomas is not that.
yeah, I'll give him
No.
like a 1A. But like if I'm winning the cup, I want somebody else. I want to be able to put Robert Thomas out there intentionally. I don't want him to be leaned on as the guy in all situations
Yes.
per se.
Yep.
So like I don't mean that as an indictment on Robert Thomas. I think he's a hell of a hockey player. And I like yes, you're right. Like literally every NHL analyst places him in the top 10 to 12. Facts. Facts. I still want somebody else to be in there supporting him. Frankly, that's just me. But
Also, I like again, not to be splitting hairs, but like if the only change you're leading on, and I know that we didn't engage with this person, so they could have more, but it's like if the only thing that you're thinking is going to lift this team to the standards is just the new coach, there's a lot more to it.
that is true. That is true.
But I agree. Like Monty's such a good coach. They were, as they said, they were a good team at the end of the season. They kind of sputtered out. I mean, they didn't. They went to 7 with the Jets. I believe it was Jets and Blues, right? They went to 7 with the Jets.
With fraudulent Hellebuck in the net, couldn't solve
Yeah.
Hellebuck. Well, I guess it's not fair to say they couldn't solve them.
They solved. They couldn't solve not letting goals into their
Couldn't
net.
couldn't close the
Yeah.
series.
Yeah, and I think like yes, they were really good at the end of the season. They should have won that series. They should have won that
If I'm being
series.
honest with you, Zayden, like if they win the series against the Jets, I think my opinion of them heading into this season is different. I think
They steamroll. I think
you.
it's kind of like um the Kings team that reverse swept the Sharks. I think that's just catapulted them right into like the momentum, right? Like that just carried them. And not that that's the same. Obviously, they weren't reverse sweeping the things, but going to Game 7 and beating the President Trophy team is, I think, a momentum builder. So I think you can do a lot of what ifs. I think they win that series. I think we're both talking about them a little bit differently.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you there. Blues fans, thanks for the engagement. I hate you. On to the next comments. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't hate anybody, but I do hate the Blues. All right, Zane. You, I think. Oh, you didn't respond to this one actually. So yeah, let me read this one out, and I think we'll both engage with some conversation about the Sharkies here. Sam Dickinson is this is in response to me calling out if he will be in the NHL or in the AHL or NHL in the Pacific standings prediction video. Dickinson is too young / not enough games played in major junior seasons to qualify to play in the AHL, and due to having a professional contract as he has signed his ELC with the Sharks, does not qualify for NCAA play, which I think I also called out. So. Shame on me for both of those, but he either plays in the NHL or he returns to the OHL where he doesn't have anything to prove and likely doesn't improve. Bars. Curious what your response to that is, Zane. I responded this already, and I'll say again on camera here, that's my bad for, frankly, just not realizing Sam Dickinson's age. Similar sort of awkwardness happened with Kevin Korchinski in Chicago 2 years ago now. Really unfortunate timing for Sam Dickinson here because, frankly, the AHL would probably be the best route for him, in my personal opinion. But yeah, pardon me, this is UALAA commenter. But to their point, like, that's just impossible. They're the only two options for Sam Dickinson are OHL or full-time NHL this season. And I'm curious, honestly, Zane, if you care to say, and if you don't really have much of an opinion, obviously I respect that. But yeah, just kind of curious what your thoughts might be there.
Um, I don't know, a part of me is like, man, you're like the least fun sounding Sharks fan.
He is
I
right,
think I've
though. He's just objectively right. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, well, I honestly, I don't think he's too young.
No, but like those are the rules, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, to play in the AHL, I get that. I think he should play in the NHL. I think
Okay, there you go.
yeah, I do think he should play in the NHL. I definitely agree with the end of the statement where he talks about where they talk about he doesn't have anything to prove. He's done everything.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He's done literally everything at that level. He set a record. I don't think he should go back. I think that's a stagnant move. I think that's not what you want from him. So I think he plays in the NHL. Maybe, and it sucks because in that case, then he probably spends a lot of time in the press box, or at least half the season in the press box, I would say.
Yeah, the Will Smith treatment. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I hate, but I also am like, I'd really rather him be doing that than playing junior games for no reason.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. So yeah, like yeah, in terms of like the rules, that makes sense. He's definitely right there. And I also wouldn't want him to go play in the OHL.
Yeah,
So I'm honestly with this guy, it feels like a glass half empty sort of thing we're talking about with where he doesn't have anything to prove. I agree with that, and likely doesn't improve. I still think he could probably improve, but I do agree that it's just like he's already proven himself at that level. I'm not sure, you reach the mountaintop, then you reach the mountaintop again, okay. And then if you don't do as well as you did last, that's also like something that could get caught up in all of that. So.
Well,
Get injured. There's a number of things that could go wrong. I hope to see him in the AHL level. I think he's ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think,
and honestly, it's a most fun watcher as well. I think it's just
Fair.
most fun if he's in the NHL.
Yeah, that's the most dope per capita right there. But
yeah.
Yeah, I did respond to the comment here, and because again, that was my bad. He was responding to a point that I was making, and just I was forgetting. I don't know why I was thinking Sam Dickinson's 20, but doesn't matter. But like I said to this person, the Kevin Korchinski, I don't even want to call it an experiment because it's not an experiment. It's just the awkwardness of these guys not having enough options in front of them. Thank God the CBA is changing, and this won't have to happen in the future for other guys. But it right now, after Korchinski has spent 1 year in the NHL full time, and now has spent a year in the AHL full time, it's too early to say like if that season in the NHL had a negative impact on him. But early signs kind of indicate that it might have. And that's what worries me. So honestly, I guess what I want to say here is maybe I hadn't considered it, but maybe the load management, spending time in the press box scenario that you're kind of proposing there, Zane, maybe that's the best way to get around this awkward situation for Sam Dickinson. Honestly, I think that's a good thing to keep in mind. So, I will say I said this about Korchinski 2 years ago. I don't really see the point in him going back to the CHL to play another year in London. He doesn't have anything to prove, and yeah, it's hard to continue to improve when you're so much better than everybody else around you. So I do think that's valid, but very interested to see how it all plays out. If nothing else, Sam Dickinson's going to get 9 games in the NHL here, but it'll be interesting to see what happens after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, let's go on to let's see. Actually, I want to see if there are any. Oh, we might as well have a conversation here because we have alluded to it since the comments were left. We have many comments though. Thank you all, Montreal Canadiens fans. We have at least two that are right in front of me.
are we talking about underestimating Hudson will
We're gonna
dog
talk
you
about
for
Lane
decades?
Hudson for a little while, I think, dude. Shout out
Oh
to I
man.
Am Wonder Phil, and shout out to FX1883. Noted Lane Hudson stands. I will quote them
Yeah.
both. Underestimating Hudson will dog you for decades, and LOL Hudson is a generational defenseman. Cope harder. Zane, can you tell me what you think of Lane Hudson?
He is the greatest. He's really the Bobby Orr of our generation. No, really great player. Great. I think he's gonna be
Yeah.
an Eric Carlson type player. He's gonna put up those kind of numbers, maybe even better. If he
Yeah.
doesn't
He's
brutalize his
already outpacing
Achilles
him,
and
to be
yeah,
fair.
yeah. If his all those injuries don't happen, I think he becomes a generation as a
Oh, we lost you, brother.
uh,
You're back. We lost you for a second.
yeah.
As a
Well, I was gonna say, a shout out to FX1883 because Hudson is a generational defenseman. He
Yeah.
absolutely is. He absolutely will be. Shout out, you're 100% right. I don't doubt that. I just think this year is going to be a year for him to develop in a way where he hasn't had to develop before, which he could do instantly. Again, like we were talking about, could be very wrong. He could be able to
Sure.
figure it out instantly. Again, and I'm not saying he's not even going to figure it out. He'll figure it out at some point this year. But I'm saying I don't think he'll be, necessarily going off the rails like he was all season long. So I said I don't disagree. I mean the thing I disagree with you is I definitely won't be dogged for decades. About underestimating Hudson because I am not underestimating. I mean I am this year, but I just think I'm making a logical conclusion that this might be a year where he has to develop a little bit more to find his way. With people will be scouting around him, playing around him a little bit tighter, a little bit more tape. All of that stuff.
Yep.
Again, he's great. They'll be great. I want the Habs to do well. I have nothing against Lane Hartman, Hudson.
Yeah, Ryan Hartman
Please.
is sick too, though.
Yeah. So please don't. I don't want to be dogs for decades. And again, I'm using your words. He's a generational defenseman.
Yeah. I think Lane Hudson is trash. No, I mean I'm
Awful.
joking. I genuinely was gonna come on the mic and just say he's too small. He can't defend. All he does is head fakes. That's not
Another
actually how I
Gosh
feel though.
despair.
I genuinely don't feel that way. I think Lane Hudson is, ironically, given these comments, I think that he's very underrated. I think depending on the context, he's
Starting
underrated.
not to be.
I was gonna say,
Starting not
yeah,
to
the
be.
dialogue has gotten a little out of control in some circles about Lane Hudson, but I'm with you, Zane. I think he's a generational defenseman. I think that he.
No, it wasn't me. Thank FX1883.
You're right. I agree with you, FX1883. You're the smartest guy in the room. Hudson is a generational defenseman. Sincerely, though, he is. And yeah, there's a real chance that he outpaces Erik Karlsson on paper. Or pardon me, statistically, he outpaces Erik Karlsson.
Yeah.
There's a chance that he has a better career than Erik Karlsson, right? We don't have our crystal balls. Well, the Habs fans have a crystal ball.
Yes.
Clearly. I don't have a crystal ball.
Decades.
Yeah,
For decades.
I don't have a crystal ball. I can't say for sure, but I see the talent and I understand why they believe in Lane Hudson. He's nuts.
Yeah,
dude.
of course.
He's nuts.
He's nutty. The team
Yeah.
is nuts. They're going to be good. I don't doubt that.
I'll tell you what,
just-
dude. Go ahead. Sorry, Zane.
I was just saying, I just need to. I'm excited to watch him be scouted against. I'm excited to see how they
Yes.
play around that, how they plan for Hudson, how the Montreal features him in the offense. It's all going to be new. Who knows? Maybe they scheme around it and he'll have nothing to worry about. I don't know. I'm not saying anything other than I just think this year might be a struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is the same boat that I'm in. I don't even. I don't even know that it's going to be a struggle necessarily.
Yeah.
And I think you and I are in the same boat, but I just don't expect him to necessarily take a step forward. It's because here's the thing, genuinely, like it was already an insane rookie season for Lane Hudson, more than you should realistically expect from any rookie defenseman. Um, to expect him to iterate on that immediately is just a lot to expect from somebody. That's all. And
Yeah.
especially you just brought in a heavy hitter defenseman in Noah Dobson. Like, just again, there's only so many minutes to go around for two guys that play I was going to say the same position. I think one's a lefty, one's a righty, so that's not entirely apt. But like two offensively minded defensemen, there's only so many minutes to go around. Logically, you would expect him to not take a step forward on the stat sheet. That's all. He's still gross. He's going to be gross for the rest of his career. And
Nasty.
yeah, I mean, zero disrespect to Lane Hudson. I'll
I have a Habs jersey that I might get his name just put on because he's so good, right? Like I hate him. I hate him so much that I'm gonna get a jersey of him.
Yeah. Also, let me say, like, this is like old news at this point, but Lane Hudson not being invited to the United States Olympic orientation camp or whatever they called it, insane behavior by the United States Olympic Committee or whatever they are.
Listen. I've been annoyed, as you know, since they added Abdelkader that 1 year for sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
that one
dude.
drove me nuts, man. We've had this conversation. Yeah, Abdelkader on the U.S. Olympic team because of sandpaper. Got it.
Yeah. So like, just genuinely, Montreal fans, we're your friends. We like Lane Hudson. We have joked about just poo-pooing the Habs and or Lane Hudson just to rage bait you guys, frankly.
Yeah,
But like, all jokes aside, right here, he's sick, man. Short
we're with
king
you.
as well. Zane's not short. I'm short. I am rooting for the success of short kings across the world, especially on defense in the NHL. We need more of that, dude. We
Yeah.
need more of that. So
We were rooting for Ryan Merkley, and that did not work out.
yeah, that guy
So, yeah.
sucks. Send him back to the KHL. That guy sucks. Anyway, we're right about 52 minutes here,
Yeah.
brother. I think it's probably an appropriate time for us to wrap it up. But obviously didn't respond to every comment we have. I do want a quick shout out, actually. Shinyuda, Vegas Golden Knights fan that responded to us in our predicting of the Pacific division. Just gonna read the first part of the comment here that says Vegas fan here. We love you too. Jokes aside, randomly found the channel and subbed. Thank you first of all for subbing. Moreover,
Yes, a
thanks
hater
for.
that loves us.
I was gonna say, moreover, thanks for playing along with the spat, the bickering between fandoms. I will say again, this channel hates the Vegas Golden Knights, but Shanita, we love you. Thank you. Yeah, good big season for the Golden Knights. I don't actually think that I said this when we were talking about the Pacific Division, Zane. I might have. I probably did actually. I had the Golden Knights penciled in to win the President's Trophy at first. Ended up landing on the Hurricanes just because I think that they're a more well-rounded roster. Yeah, but yeah, shout out to you, Shinyuta. Shout out to the Golden Knights. Gonna be a wagon. Shout out to Mitch Marner again. That guy's a good guy as far as
I'm gonna
tell.
hate every second of it, but they are going to be such a good team.
Yep. From this point on, Zane and I, we've got some things that we want to talk about on the podcast here. We'll see how things continue to evolve. Again, gonna prompt. Please feel free, give us a comment. Let us know what you want to hear from us. We both are in a fantasy hockey league. We're both very connected to fantasy hockey, so we're going to be talking about that at points as we get a little bit closer to the hockey season. It's going to become more part of our natural conversation, I guess. But otherwise, again, just let us know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a like. Thank you for being here again. And we'll see you in the next one, folks. Bye for now.
Shout out Battalion.